Hi, Dr. Kesavan. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, hi Mayuri. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. And thank you
Yeah,
for accepting our invitation to be a part of our Next Gen Entrepreneurs Beyond Dreams series. And today we are joined in by Dr. Kesavan Markkandan, and he's the CEO of ONEOMICS. So, ONEOMICS and ONEOMICS is a startup founded in 2020, and they are a biotech company. Then they focus to provide services harnessing the high throughput DNA sequencing and also genomics, big data analytics. And also, they offer multiple services, including whole genome sequencing, whole exome sequencing, metagenome sequencing, and more, genotyping and more. And let's talk with the CEO itself and get to know about their services more. And we are immensely happy to have you with us today. And we'd like to hear more about, about you and how, because I can see that you started as an academician, like, PhD, postdoc, and more, and then ventured into entrepreneurship. So how was the journey and what was the induction point in which you thought, okay, now, okay, it's a break. I have to start my own venture. So what was that induction point? And yeah, could you please give us a glimpses on that?
yeah, sure. Thank you so much for your brief introduction, and
Mm.
I would like to thank Next Gen Entrepreneur for this for giving me this opportunity. Actually, of course, I started my career like I did my undergraduation in BSc Agriculture in India,
Mm-hmm.
and post graduation in Agriculture Biotechnology. Then I
Mm-hmm.
had a dream to do my PhD in abroad. So I
Okay.
tried different countries, and finally I end up with you know I got a Korean government scholarship in 2008
Mm-hmm.
through our Minister of HRD. Then I got a position in PhD position in South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
So since I got a scholarship, so I had to study Korean language for 1 year. So
Okay.
that we had to spend,
Mm-hmm.
for any country, if you go for any country scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
you have to study their culture and the language. So I
Okay.
did my yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. So since I got a Korean government scholarship, so I traveled to Korea. So
Mm-hmm.
I learned the Korean language over there, and
Mm-hmm.
then after 1 year of my Korean language classes, and I joined a PhD at famous South Korean university called Seoul National University. So it's
Mm-hmm.
under world ranking around 15 or 16 something right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there I did agriculture again. I did crop biotechnology. Uh,
Okay.
so during my PhD, I have I was interested in genomics and proteomics actually, especially
Mm-hmm.
bioinformatics. So during my PhD, I learned myself, through my friends and some Korean
Mm-hmm.
friends as well as some Indian friends over there. So I learned genomics actually.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not a part of my PhD, curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
my research, but I learned myself. I was interested, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Then I moved to, after my PhD, I was working as a postdoc for 6 months. Then I
Mm-hmm.
had, since I know Korean well, and I have very good contacts across Korea.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved to a company called InSilicogen, so which is
Mm-hmm.
my first career after my PhD.
Okay.
So there I learned many things about genomics and all. And especially in Korea,
Mm-hmm.
actually Korean people, they will teach you how to do the business wherever you go. Even if you're a
Okay.
research, even if you're an
Mm-hmm.
academician, they can't just like that. They can't do the research and throw away their product, or just submitting manuscript.
Okay.
Going for a
Mm-hmm.
next research. They won't do like that. Actually, they
Mm-hmm.
will teach people how to make a product, how to make a solution.
Okay.
So,
That's interesting.
how
Mm-hmm.
yeah, even they don't know how to market the product, but they know how to make the product. So I learned,
Okay.
from my professor, my seniors, even my juniors.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned, like, how to make a product, especially molecular biology product. There are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
kits available, biotechnology kit, DNA, RNA kits. There are a lot of kits
Mm-hmm.
available. So we do, we make our own solution, our own protocol, and we
Okay.
make a. It's not a commercial product, but we
Mm-hmm.
make like a kit, and we use it for our own purpose.
Uh-huh,
There I
okay.
learned many things. And after entering into genomics company, there I learned learned about bioinformatics. I know
Mm-hmm.
what is the genomics, so how it is useful for doing a research and all.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know bioinformatics. So
Mm-hmm.
after I joining in Insilicogen, there I learned many things. And after that, I moved to another company called Theragen, which is domestic company. Of
Okay.
course, they are the number one in genomics. And
Mm-hmm.
there I taken care of domestic sales and all. Of course, I learned many things over there, and I was handling some research projects as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved to Singapore for 1 year, and I was working in NAB, New England Biolabs, which is a US company. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I got a very good experience over there, and I traveled to
Mm-hmm.
US for many times. And I learned many things. Even there are a lot of Indians working in NEB, New England Biolabs in
Okay.
Boston. So
Mm-hmm.
they teach me, they taught me like how to make a kit, how to commercialize the kit. So there I learned
Okay.
those things. Then I
Mm-hmm.
realized that I would like to start a company in
Mm-hmm.
India. So in 2018 2019 I came back to India, and I was
Mm-hmm.
planning to start a company here. And
Okay.
unfortunately the situation is not good. Then I moved back to
Mm-hmm.
again back to Korea. So I have a
Mm-hmm.
peer over there. So I back to Korea, and I was there. I stuck with
Mm-hmm.
COVID and all. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was working in another company called ONEOMICS. Of course, it's a Korean company. So I
Mm-hmm.
brought the name ONEOMICS to India because it's kind of a catchy name. People will understand.
Mm-hmm.
Researchers and other company people will understand what is ONEOMICS, and what is our product lineup and all. So
Mm-hmm.
so after I went to Korea, and then immediately COVID,
Mm-hmm.
people
Yes.
are getting a COVID
Mm-hmm.
outbreak came. And I thought that to make a COVID kit, actually RT-PCR kit.
Mm-hmm.
When I was working there, I developed a COVID kit, RT-PCR kit, as well as antigen antibody kit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then I talked to my boss over there, and I told him that I want to start a company in India. I had a
Mm-hmm.
plan, but unfortunately I came back to Korea.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to start a company. So he said, okay, you can start. Maybe we can start. Then he invested some money. So in this
Okay.
company,
Mm-hmm.
Onomics is a kind of a off Korean company. Actually, all the director is
Okay.
from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's happened like that. So we started
Okay.
in June 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so
Yeah, that's
this is
really
our
interesting, and also it's yeah, I fulfilling journey, right? Like, you all through the path you had an idea, and also people guiding, and also like support you got. It's really amazing, because it's very rare in these days, for to
yes.
find such right minds, and also like support at the right time. And also like I see that like most of the startup they had some limitations because of COVID, but COVID kind of like boosted your venture. Like you wanted to start because of COVID, and develop kits. But still, like I can understand that when you come to India in 2020 and more, like situation was not, because we had lockdowns, multiple lockdowns, and like it would have been really, there would have been multiple bottlenecks. What was your challenge like when you came here and really started a company? Because in biotech company, I can understand we need infrastructure and correct people, technicians and more, and co-founders. So what was your challenge, the major challenge, if you would? Yeah.
Actually, the first and foremost challenge is like uh, of course during lockdown, all the flights were
Mm-hmm.
closed actually. So I
Okay.
couldn't able to travel to India. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
actually we found that the first COVID case was found in January 24 in 2020 in Korea
Mm-hmm.
actually. Then
Okay.
very next day, some Korean companies they came up with RT-PCR kit. Then we had
Mm-hmm.
idea. So why don't we develop a kit? Then immediately we
Okay.
started developing it because already
Mm-hmm.
COVID genome was published. Chinese people they already published.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We thought that we realized that we can develop a we can develop a kit, and of course it's a pandemic. So
Mm-hmm.
people will struggle a lot. So because already we saw some pandemic like Ebola
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it was in 2013. Of course, we didn't face much issues,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
especially in Korea, we
Mm-hmm.
saw people coming from Dubai and Africa.
Mm-hmm.
We found there are many cases in Korea that time.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought that we have to I will develop a kit in Korea and I will sell the
Mm-hmm.
kit in India. So
Okay.
but
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately I couldn't come back. So that is the main thing I faced. I couldn't able to come, and even that time I contacted some people here in India, but
Mm-hmm.
they are not interested to develop a kit because they
Okay.
didn't see this kind of pandemic or not.
Uh-huh.
Then I realized that okay, we will drop we will drop this plan, and
Mm-hmm.
I had a plan to develop antigen antibody kit.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we plan for developing a biomedical device which is under process actually. Soon we'll launch that
Okay.
product.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of self diagnostic kit
Mm-hmm.
along with the device. This is the main thing I faced, and another thing is manpower.
Mm-hmm.
Due to lockdown and we couldn't get any the buses, and transportation is mainly closed, so people
Mm-hmm.
can't travel from one place to another, and most of
Yes.
them are working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Since a genomic company, we have to meet the people, we have to go and travel and
Yes.
meet many people, and we have to do the lab work, and we have to
Mm-hmm.
buy many things, many reagents and all. So
Mm-hmm.
for that we have to invest a lot, and
Correct. Yeah.
with limited manpower,
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't do anything actually. So until last year March, 2021 March, we couldn't do anything. Even though we started
Mm-hmm.
in June 2020, we didn't do anything. So from
Okay.
March onwards, we hired some more people for sales, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, uh, immediately I started working on meeting people, meeting customers and
Mm-hmm.
all. Because our main thing is doing NGS is the main thing. NGS service
Okay.
is the main business
Mm-hmm.
model here. So immediately, I recruited some people, and immediately we got a second lockdown. I think you
Oh
might
my God.
aware of
Okay.
many
Yeah.
people,
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
in
was the
2021
yeah,
April.
then the first lockdown, second wave was the most hit, right? Yeah, it was affecting a lot.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So again, I got a problem, and until May, even you can say June, until June, I couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I had people, and I had to give salary to them, and but we
Yeah.
didn't do
Mm-hmm.
anything. So after that, I realized that that until that time I was in Korea,
Mm-hmm.
South Korea. So I realized that I had to go back and I had to focus on
Mm-hmm.
this venture. Then I told to my boss, and I came in August last year, August. It's
Okay.
almost 1 year now. So
Mm-hmm.
from that time, I have traveled a lot, and I met many people, and
Mm-hmm.
our business was getting growing from
Mm-hmm.
that time of, from September. I applied some research projects as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the main business model is like of course NGS services is the main business model,
Mm-hmm.
and after that we do research projects, handling
Okay.
applying some research projects, getting grants. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing is developing products. So mainly
Okay.
we develop mainly IVD kits.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right now
Point
we
of
do some
care kids
IVD and
and more
cervical
like.
cancer,
Mm-hmm.
some point of care, of course,
Mm-hmm.
POCT,
Mm-hmm.
mostly on POCT only.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, of course, we got some research grants from the
Mm-hmm.
DST and Tamil Nadu government. So we
Mm-hmm.
are running those research projects as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can understand. I mean, if that, like RT-PCR, the real-time PCR kit, it have been entered like in the first stage, it will have been really good. But that because of limitations and more, I can understand how disappointing that would have been, right? And yeah, it is really struggle. And also, we can see that once a startup survives this pandemic, these years, there's nothing which can limit the growth, right? Because this is the worst thing
Yes.
which could
Yes. True.
happen at
True.
all, right? So when you know to
Yes.
manage in such a situation, you can handle anything in future. So that's kind of, yeah, that's the spirit. And also like the perseverance throughout the pandemic, it's really interesting. And really congratulations for in limited period of time you could achieve and already have some products in hand. It's really amazing. And also that there goes the right mentorship and the right guidance which you got, and it's really good. And we really need, because as I'm also a biotech student, masters, and
Okay.
yeah, so I can understand. But here in India we don't have much, because we it's very theoretical and we just do some lab work and more like there's no proper guidance on getting a product. Like we have to learn from scratch even after our PhD and more. So that's very much important, and I think we need such a guidance in here too. Yeah, in universities here.
Yes.
And thank you for sharing your experience. It was really interesting. And also like coming to the main thing, like I also saw that you also have some industry academia joint research. So could you
Yes.
say about that, like how it is going on? Mm-hmm.
Actually, we collaborate with a few universities here. One is Tamil Nadu
Mm-hmm.
Agriculture University, so we are developing some products, and
Mm-hmm.
along with Anna University Chennai and Bharathasan University Tiruchirappalli.
Okay.
I collaborate with some scientists over there and some professors over there, and we are developing some products.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I don't want to disclose those products, but right now I have saliva collection kit,
Mm-hmm.
which can be used for diagnosing diagnosing oral cancer, as well as
Okay.
personal genome services, genetic testing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a collection kit actually.
Mm-hmm.
My business model is like I have to send this kit to the customers, kind of
Mm-hmm.
DTC, direct to customer,
Mm-hmm.
so they can collect the saliva, like age old people and kids can we can
Mm-hmm.
collect the saliva easily from kids and age old people,
Mm-hmm.
and they send it to us, and we will do the diagnosis, and
Okay.
send the report to them.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, even though if you go to the blood biomarkers and urinary diagnostic and
Mm-hmm.
blood diagnostic is popular in India across the world,
Mm-hmm.
but future is like salivary diagnostic. So we
Mm-hmm.
can do many things from saliva. Maybe
Okay.
COVID pandemic opened eye for this kind of salivary diagnostic
Mm-hmm.
field. So I choose this because already we did some genetic testing in South Korea when I was there.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We did nearly over 40,000 people.
Okay.
Our
Mm-hmm.
kit we did services for nearly 40,000 people per year,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
especially in South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
With that experience, I
Mm-hmm.
I I I thought that we can use that experience, and we can develop the same business model. We can do the same business model in India. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
there are companies in Hyderabad, Mumbai, and Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing this kind of services. But if you count the Indian population, we can
It
do
would
many
not be
things in
enough,
India.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not enough.
Mm.
So I thought that so we are working on developing a gene panel for rare disease.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe soon I will do that services as well. And
Mm-hmm.
along with I develop a product called this salivary kit, saliva collection kit is
Mm-hmm.
the stabilization buffer, preservation buffer we used in that kit. It has
Okay.
been filed already, filed with Indian patent.
Patented. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. It's filed already.
Mm-hmm.
We have another product called transporting RNA in room temperature.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
If you isolate the RNA, which will
It-
degrade easily,
Yeah,
so
and
we
very
can't keep it in
unstable.
room temperature,
Mm-hmm.
unstable, and you have to use dry ice or some other ambient.
Mm-hmm.
You have to ship in ambient temperature.
Mm-hmm.
But what I developed is a kind of a tube, so you can add the RNA into the tube, and
Mm-hmm.
you can transport in room temperature. So it will stable
Okay.
until 14 days in room temperature. So that
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to file a patent soon.
Mm-hmm.
So we are working on that. So probably it will be available in the market soon. So
Mm-hmm.
apart from that, as I mentioned earlier, we are developing a biomedical device, point of care
Okay.
biomedical device.
Mm-hmm.
So far we are doing these things. And coming to the service side, of course, we have very good contacts across Tamil Nadu and
Mm-hmm.
India, Kerala,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the genomics side.
Mm-hmm.
So we did some remarkable sales volume last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't expect even but we
Okay.
did. somehow we
Mm-hmm.
did some good volume. And
Mm-hmm.
this year we are expecting more. We are planning to target 3 times of what we get last year. So we are
Mm-hmm.
working on that. So services side, so I am including more and more. I am planning to add some gut microbiome service as well. So
Mm-hmm.
which are in the pipeline. Soon we are
Mm-hmm.
going to add those things. Yes.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, as you mentioned, the saliva non-invasive sample-based tests are actually now coming, like blooming a lot, and we see
Yes.
a trend there. And also, the RNA is very interesting because even when during the process of RNA isolation, we used to run with the dry ice box, to see,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, can't forget those things. But it will be, I think it's very innovative and also like having such interesting product in pipeline would be really a booster and yeah, and all the best for
Actually,
all those
sorry.
develop. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, as a genomics company, we are also facing a lot of issue. If
Mm-hmm.
some customers are sending RNA sample,
Mm-hmm.
they run the gel, and they tell that RNA integrity is very good. But after
Mm-hmm.
reaching to us, we will also go for a QC quality check, and
Uh-huh.
it will be degraded.
Yes.
There might be
Mm-hmm.
some RNAs, inside the tube, or some other,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a temperature issues. So we are also facing a lot of issues. So I thought that why don't we develop this kind of product?
Mm-hmm.
So it will be more useful to the companies, almost all the biotech companies and the researchers,
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
some genomics companies as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I developed that one, that kit,
Mm-hmm.
that tube. So
Mm-hmm.
soon it will be ready for the market.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, it will be really, yeah, it is actually need of the hour. Like it's some gaps which are not yet filled now. Like in some field, we have some bottlenecks which are not at all looked upon. We just do it
Yes.
in the standard, but it's good to know like innovative products, venturing into those and really interesting to know that. And also like, what would you say was the most rewarding experience throughout your entrepreneurship journey till now? Anything like yeah, getting a customer or interaction with your peers or like getting a big order as you mentioned, like what was the most rewarding if we could remember?
Actually, the most rewarded thing is like, since I studied Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, so I have
Hmm.
very good contacts, very good customers.
Okay,
I know many
you studied in
most of the
Coimbatore,
professors.
Okay.
No, no, no. I did my masters in Coimbatore, but right
Okay.
now I'm residing in Tiruchirappalli.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the professors are my seniors and juniors, actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Uh, Actually, even I travel to Korea, I keep on touch with them, and and
Okay.
they used to send their students to Korea for PhD or masters or even postdoc. So I
Mm-hmm.
keep on touch with those people,
Okay.
since 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the main reward. I feel that still I
Okay.
keep those contacts, actually. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why business is easy for me.
Okay.
Starting a startup, and of course initial stages I bootstrap. I for everything I did bootstrapping. I used
Mm-hmm.
my money, and but I didn't feel that I invest a lot of money, and I lost
Mm-hmm.
something. And of course every startup, they struggle a
Mm-hmm.
lot in the initial stages. But
Mm-hmm.
I got some mentoring from those people, and
Mm-hmm.
since I contacted them for a long time, so from those people I got many customers. So they introduce
Okay.
many people, and
Mm-hmm.
they do service with us. And so because of those contacts, I got many customers, and
Mm-hmm.
I got a very good revenue. I generate very good revenue, and of course margin side is a little, it's not that much. But
Mm-hmm.
I got a revenue side. It's really a good revenue I did last year. So that is
Mm-hmm.
the main thing I realized. Of course,
Okay.
if you keep people, with you, some good people with you, of course you
Mm-hmm.
will succeed.
Yes,
So
yeah. The correct network, right? The having a
yes, yes,
network as a platform for you that really helped you. It's nice,
yes,
yeah.
true,
Mm-hmm.
true. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and thank you for sharing your experience and also for your time. As the takeaway from the conversation, I'd like to get two points from you for aspiring youngsters. Like basically, I think for the students, like biotech students and more, like who wanted to do something, but they are having some, limitation, like they are having some, they from themselves, like they don't have much of experience and more. Like, what would you say them? What they skills they have to learn from your experience? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, see, for any kind of business, of course, you have to invest money. So without
Mm-hmm.
money, you can't do anything. So if you just get some money by working in summer and get some experience. Without experience, you can't do
Mm-hmm.
anything. Don't come with
Yeah.
parents' money or from
Okay.
your money. Get some experience, then
Mm-hmm.
you will realize and then you
Mm-hmm.
just think of how unique you are.
Mm-hmm.
So that is very important these days. There are a lot of companies same products.
Mm-hmm.
At least you should have some single point with a unique selling USP, single
Mm-hmm.
USP with your product or with your services.
Mm-hmm.
So those things is very important. And I was there in South Korea for more than 13 years, and what I learned from them is like
Mm-hmm.
any kind of business, if you run the business for 1,000 days, which is
Mm-hmm.
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So actually this is the mantra they normally people follow.
Okay.
If you run the business for 1,000 days, even
Mm-hmm.
if you think to close the business, you won't do. If you run the
Okay.
business successfully for 1,000 days, like
Mm-hmm.
3 years,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be succeeded. So
Mm-hmm.
the first 3 years is very important. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to careful on spending money and investing money and getting people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to choose the right people with you.
Mm-hmm.
So manpower is very important for any kind of business. Of
Right.
course, your knowledge and that is different, but manpower is very important. So you have to choose the right
Mm-hmm.
people for the right work. So manpower and experience is most important for any kind of business,
Mm-hmm.
especially for biotech. Biotech is booming in India. Some 10 years back, we didn't see this much development
Yeah.
in biotech. There are,
Mm-hmm.
you see, Bira came, and there are a lot of projects,
Mm-hmm.
research projects, a lot of products. People develop a lot of products, and
Mm-hmm.
most of them are in the market and
Yes.
make in India. So you can do anything in India, and
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of research projects like especially if you take Birak Sibri,
Mm-hmm.
Birak Sibri or BIP, Birak BIP. So what is the main thing is so those India is purchasing importing so much of kits, so much of products from abroad, especially China
Mm-hmm.
and all. So if
Yes.
you develop those kind of products, so you
Mm-hmm.
will get even more than 50 lakhs of grant. So that's
Okay.
what
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
PPT is Iraq is telling.
Okay.
So that is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we have to develop everything.
Mm-hmm.
Manpower and experience. Without manpower and experience, you can't start the business.
Mm-hmm.
It will be
Yeah.
totally waste. So those
Mm-hmm.
things is very important. At least try to get some knowledge on what you are going to sell, what you are going to develop. So
Mm-hmm.
without that, you can't depend on other people. You can't outsource everything. So you have
Yes.
to
Yeah.
you have to spend some time, and you have to work by your own.
Mm-hmm.
Then only you will succeed. And
Yeah.
as I said before, so you have to run the business for 1,000 days successfully. After
Yeah.
that, you can simply sit and
Yeah, that's an
do the.
interesting mantra. I mean, I never heard about it. Like, I think it'll be really useful for people, like the 1,000 days mantra from Korea. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, and thank you, Dr. Keshavan, for your time today. And we really appreciate, and yeah, we really would like to meet you soon in another conversation. And all the best for your, pipeline of products. And we really hope to see the RNA tubes and more in the market, which benefits a lot of academicians and also like companies, biotech companies. Thank you. Have a great day. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Mayuri. Thank you so much. Thank you.